Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Occult Think Tank. My name is Greg. In this video, I am going to be talking about the Oscars stunt. And I'm just going to call it like it is. I am going to be using terms that you may not be familiar with. This is a work. This was not a shoot. Those are both pro wrestling terms. In pro wrestling, when somebody shoots on somebody else, they're going off script. When something is a work, it is staged, it is planned, it is known. They know what spot they have to be in, they know the position they have to have, and they know how to sell what is been done or what is being done. All of this is very well choreographed. The picture you see right now, when Will Smith was walking towards Chris Rock, Chris Rock stepped forward. If somebody is coming at you and you don't know what's coming, you are not going to take a step forward. His hands stay behind his back the entire time. And for as much as Will Smith hauls back, he only hits Chris Rock with his fingertips. It's very quick. That's the closest I've come to catching it on contact. But the thing is, that is not a shoot slap. That is a working slap. Don't even try calling this a punch. It wasn't a punch. That's why I said it's a working slap. It wasn't a shoot slap. Because Chris Rock, not only does he not lose his train of thought, and if you've ever been smacked upside the head, you lose your next thought immediately. You can even see stars for a little bit. And you could also fall over. Here is the contrast that to this one.
Dozens of times.
What? Is this a good business?
Yeah, it's a good business. I wouldn't be in it if it wasn't.
Why is it a good business?
Because only the tough survive. That's the reason you ain't in it. And this punk holding the camera reading, he ain't in it. The reason these rednecks out here ain't in it. Because it's a tough business.
That's terrific.
What, is that all you got?
I'll ask you the standard question. You know,
Standard question.
I think this is fake.
You think it's fake? What's that? Is that fake?
Look at that. When John Stossel got smacked by David Schultz, he he went down. Because David Schultz didn't pull. He wasn't doing a working slap. That was a shoot slap. And there will be a second one. But that is vastly different from what we saw with Chris Rock. Chris Rock didn't even lose his footing, let alone his next thought.
Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake?
Because that was the other one. If I can time this right,
What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh?
the thing is, John Stossel doesn't have a follow-up line because he's wanting at that point just to get away.
You think it's fake?
But right there, you can see that is full hand contact. That is not what we have with Will Smith. This is, now there's also a very vast difference in strength. David Schultz was an active pro wrestler at that time. But this is something that you have to know what you're looking at. Here it is. Let's just go through it from beginning to end.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Right there, when the joke landed, Will Smith was laughing. And people are making a big deal out of her facial expression. They have an open marriage. I used to be in an open relationship. I know what, to use the term, the game is in that regard. Yes, you can be protective of somebody, but not like this. This is over the top. And people want to try and act like he was defending his wife. No, he was in character. Because the movie that he won an award for, King Richard, is what was being promoted in this. That, to use the term, is the payoff. That's what this is about. It was a publicity stunt in order to give hype for King Richard. The thing is,
that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard.
And watch this. He has his arms behind his back, and his chin out, ready for it. Not to mention, as I had said, he stepped forward. And then,
wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of it.
he was right on point with his next line. He didn't miss a beat. He wasn't thrown off at all. He didn't need a moment to figure out what the fuck's going on, because it was staged. It was a work. They're working the crowd. Will Smith and Chris Rock are friends. All of them are. I would not doubt for a minute that Chris Rock had said to Will Smith before this, "Hey, man, I got a joke that I'm going to do about your wife. You just did, and you're nominated for an Oscar in this King Richard. I want you to do something that will be in character for the role you were in the movie." And Will Smith was in character the whole time. Even here.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to. Okay.
That is in character. This can it looks good. They did it good. I got to give props to Will Smith and Chris Rock on this one. They pulled it off. But this is a work. This is not a shoot. Because it has all the hallmarks. Everything, when you break it down. Now, when I first saw this, I was initially suspicious. But like so many, I bought into it. But then, yesterday, I had come across a video, and I would highly recommend it to anybody. I'll see about having it in the description section. It is Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett was a pro wrestler. And them talking about this. They also break it down and explain why this is a work through and through. It really, people don't understand how pro wrestling works. They also had mentioned in that both Will Smith and Chris Rock had appearances in pro wrestling events. I think they had mentioned that Chris Rock did appear in TNA at one point. Jeff Jarrett was working in TNA, so he would know. And I think it was Jeff Jarrett that also had said Will Smith was also in another. It wasn't WWE. It was another pro wrestling event. I don't know what the company's name was, but they both understand, or at least for a stunt like this, understand the business of pro wrestling enough to be able to pull off something like this. And this is in character for the role. Not 10 minutes later, Will Smith wins the Oscar for King Richard. That's what this is about. But all of the hallmarks with the position of Chris Rock, the fact that he doesn't back up, the fact he has his chin out, he's ready for what's coming. And to only, Will Smith barely touched him. Compare that to the David Schultz slap. There is a vast difference. All in all, this was well executed, but it was still a work. Meaning, as people like to say with pro wrestling, it's fake. I don't like that term with pro wrestling because staged, choreographed, the outcome is known are better terms, because there are very real injuries and even death that can happen if stunts and so forth go wrong. Pro wrestling is scripted. The guys are very well trained, but at the end of the day, the bumps that they take are quite real. And there is a level of pain involved when you're taking a bump like that. This was so quick, and Chris Rock didn't even lose his footing, or let alone train of thought. So no, this was a work. Feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Talk to you later, people.